In Beijing, a significant meeting took place between Russian Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin and Chinese President Xi Jinping, marking another chapter in the deepening ties between the two nations. The discussion centered on expanding cooperation in the energy sector, a field that has become the backbone of the strategic partnership between Moscow and Beijing. According to China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, both leaders reaffirmed their shared vision of strengthening economic collaboration despite mounting pressure from Western nations. The talks reflected a clear alignment of interests as Russia continues to rely on energy exports to sustain its economy amid ongoing sanctions from the United States and its allies. For China, the partnership ensures a steady supply of oil and gas to fuel its industrial and economic growth. The meeting in Beijing underscored how both nations are leveraging their cooperation as a counterbalance to Western influence. Mishustin's visit to China began with a government meeting in Zhejiang province, where he met Chinese Premier Li Qiang. Both sides signed a joint communiqué emphasizing that the China-Russia relationship has reached what they called a historic high. The agreement promised to expand bilateral trade, deepen investment channels, and strengthen energy collaboration across oil, gas, and renewable resources. This declaration of mutual support comes at a time when Washington, under the Trump administration, announced secondary sanctions targeting countries and companies that continue purchasing Russian crude oil. Despite these measures, China has remained firm, signaling that its economic engagement with Russia is based on long-term strategic priorities rather than short-term political pressure. The numbers tell the story clearly. Between January and September 2025, China imported crude oil worth approximately $37.5 billion from Russia. This volume highlights not only the resilience of the trade flow but also the growing interdependence between the two powers in the energy sector. Behind the formal statements lies a more profound reality. Both Moscow and Beijing see each other as essential partners in reshaping the global balance of power. As Russia faces isolation from Western markets, China provides a vital economic lifeline. In return, Russia offers China not only energy security but also political support on the international stage. The symbolism of this meeting cannot be ignored. It took place amid rising global tensions, with the West tightening sanctions on Russia and pushing for new trade alignments. Yet, rather than retreat, Moscow and Beijing have chosen to project strength through unity. Their leaders spoke of trust, partnership, and mutual respect, presenting their relationship as one built on equal footing. In their talks, energy cooperation was described not merely as a business arrangement but as a strategic pillar of their broader alliance. China's growing energy demand aligns perfectly with Russia's need to maintain export revenues. Pipelines, refineries, and shared infrastructure projects have become visible symbols of their collaboration. Mishustin noted that Russia's exports to China are not limited to raw materials. The two countries are also exploring joint ventures in processing industries, renewable energy, and advanced technologies that support cleaner fuel alternatives. This diversification reflects a shared ambition to modernize their economies while maintaining energy independence from the West. For China, the partnership serves another crucial purpose. By securing stable access to Russian resources, it reduces its vulnerability to potential disruptions in global energy markets dominated by Western financial systems. For Russia, selling directly to China helps bypass sanctions and keeps its economy afloat. Observers in Moscow emphasize that this relationship has evolved from a pragmatic trade partnership into a more comprehensive geopolitical alliance. The shared opposition to what both nations view as Western hegemony has cemented a sense of solidarity between them. The cooperation extends beyond economics, into defense, diplomacy, and even space exploration. While Washington's sanctions aim to isolate Russia, the outcome has been somewhat different. Instead of diminishing Moscow's influence, they have pushed it closer to Beijing. The energy partnership has become a powerful symbol of resilience and defiance. Both sides present their collaboration as an example of sovereign nations conducting business free from external interference. In recent months, Chinese state media have highlighted the partnership as evidence of Beijing's balanced diplomacy. Reports often emphasize mutual benefit, technological cooperation, and cultural exchange as aspects of the growing friendship. Russian outlets echo the same tone, celebrating China as a reliable partner in uncertain times. The joint communiqué signed in Zhejiang also covered new projects in infrastructure development, cross-border logistics, and digital technology. Both sides committed to expanding cooperation in rail transport and maritime routes, ensuring that energy shipments remain steady and secure. This development is part of a broader Eurasian vision where connectivity and resource sharing play central roles. The Belt and Road Initiative, championed by China, and Russia's Eurasian Economic Union have found areas of overlap, giving birth to what analysts describe as an energy corridor of mutual benefit. In the background, Western analysts express concern that this growing partnership could weaken the leverage of sanctions. If China continues purchasing Russian oil, it provides Moscow with a steady income stream, undermining Washington's efforts to squeeze the Russian economy. Yet from Beijing's perspective, this trade is purely economic and consistent with its national interests. The tone from both capitals is one of quiet confidence. Neither leader appeared willing to yield to U.S. pressure. Instead, they spoke of a shared vision for a multipolar world, one where no single country dictates the global order. This narrative resonates deeply within both countries. Russia portrays itself as defending its sovereignty and resisting external coercion. China positions itself as advocating for fair, multipolar cooperation. Together, they create a powerful diplomatic message. The energy dialogue between the two nations is not new. It has roots stretching back decades, but in recent years, it has accelerated dramatically. Major pipelines like the Power of Siberia have already changed the energy map of Asia, and new projects are being negotiated to expand capacity even further. Russian energy firms, once reliant on European buyers, are now reorienting their focus eastward. The shift represents more than just a change in markets, it reflects a long-term transformation of Russia's economic geography. Meanwhile, Chinese refiners have adapted quickly to process Russian crude, often at discounted prices compared to global benchmarks. These savings contribute to China's economic competitiveness while helping Russia maintain steady export volumes. In addition to oil and gas, both governments are exploring cooperation in nuclear energy. Russia's state nuclear agency has offered technology and expertise for upcoming Chinese power plants, signaling another layer of strategic depth in their energy relationship. The alignment of political and economic interests ensures that these projects move forward smoothly. Both sides have set up dedicated working groups to address logistics, investment, and technology transfer. During the Beijing meeting, Xi Jinping praised Russia's reliable partnership spirit and said that energy cooperation has brought mutual prosperity and security. Mishustin echoed those remarks, calling China a true partner in development and stability. These statements highlight not just the transactional aspect but also the diplomatic warmth that has developed between the two countries' leadership circles. In the current global climate, where alliances are shifting and economic blocs are forming anew, the China-Russia partnership stands as one of the most consequential. It signals a realignment that could influence global trade flows, security frameworks, and even the energy transition debate. While critics in the West question the sustainability of such an alliance, both Beijing and Moscow continue to prove that shared interests often outweigh ideological differences. Their leaders have learned to balance pragmatism with political messaging. For now, the numbers continue to grow. Trade volume between the two countries has already surpassed previous records, driven largely by energy exports and machinery imports. Analysts predict further expansion in 2026 if current trends persist. The long-term impact of U.S. sanctions remains uncertain. But what is evident is that Russia's pivot to Asia has fundamentally reshaped its economic orientation, and China has become its most critical partner in that journey. On the global stage, both nations use every opportunity to present their cooperation as a force for stability rather than confrontation. They emphasize economic growth, technological progress, and mutual respect as guiding principles. The meeting in Beijing concluded with optimism. Both leaders expressed confidence that their partnership would continue to grow in scope and substance, weathering external pressures. As the world watches, the deepening of China-Russia relations serves as both a strategic necessity and a political statement. It reflects a shared determination to chart their own path in an increasingly divided world. Behind the handshakes and formal declarations lies a calculated strategy to build a parallel framework of cooperation that operates independently from Western influence. It is a vision shaped by pragmatism, necessity, and ambition. In many ways, this partnership is more than an energy alliance, it is a statement of intent. A declaration that both nations are prepared to redefine global rules in a way that serves their mutual interests. The message from Beijing and Moscow is clear: cooperation, not confrontation, will define their future. Yet, beneath that message lies a subtle defiance, a reminder that both are ready to stand firm in the face of external pressure. With pipelines stretching across continents and agreements signed at the highest levels, the foundation of this partnership appears stronger than ever. The world's attention will remain fixed on how this alliance shapes the next phase of global politics and energy security. In the years to come, as global demand for energy evolves and new technologies emerge, the China-Russia axis will likely remain a central player in defining how resources are shared, traded, and controlled across the globe. For now, both sides walk away from Beijing with renewed confidence, knowing that their cooperation has not only survived global turbulence, it has flourished because of it.